Okay.
Hi, Supai Eagles. So we are routing this through your 5th period classes. As you might remember, if you were on this campus last year, you may have had an opportunity to meet with the administration to talk about what your goals were for AIMS. So I used to do that too, and I'm sure Dr. Perninsky used to do that at his school, where we would call in students and we would say, okay, here's what you got on the previous year's AIMS, and what are your goals for this year? And as you might remember, some of those goals may have been, well, I want to exceed on the test, or I want to exceed on math, or I want to meet, or maybe I approached last year and I want to meet or exceed this year. Well, this year we're taking a new test called AZ Merit. And this is replacing AIMS for everything except for science. And the good news is that I've just recently read that AZ Merit is supposed to be a better indicator of what students know and what you've learned throughout the year. It also measures your college and career readiness. And in addition to that, it's supposed to be a tad bit shorter than AIMS, so we'll see about that. You'll be taking these tests next week. So this is our way, Dr. Perninsky and I, of talking to you and preparing you for what you need to know for the test, and also to tell you that no matter what, we know that you are prepared, that our teachers have done a great job, that you have done a great job, and that we want you to be confident that you can do your best on this test. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Perninsky. He's going to give you a lot of details.
So let's walk through what next week is going to look like for a Supai student starting on Monday. So on Monday, first and foremost, we want to make sure that we get to school on time every day next week. And when you come to school on Monday, you are going to report directly to your 5th hour teacher. That is where you are going to take your AZ Merit test. I'm going to say that again. All students, when you come to school on Monday morning, we want to go directly to our 5th hour teacher. And when you land at your 5th hour teacher in the morning, that's where you're going to have your breakfast, and that's where we're going to take attendance, and that's where we're going to get you ready to go for your test. So you're going to come to the classroom at 7:45, you're going to say good morning to your 5th hour teacher, you're going to eat your breakfast, and get your brain and your heart geared up for taking that test. So one of the first things that you're going to do is your teacher is going to ask you to take your backpack, and if you have a cell phone, that we are going to, as a class, we are going to all turn off our cell phone, and we are going to place our turned off cell phone in our backpack. And then, as a class, as a 5th hour class, everybody's going to take their backpack and you're going to put it up in the front of the room where your teacher tells you where your designated backpack area is. At that point in time, when you set down your backpack on Monday morning, and Tuesday morning, and Wednesday morning, and Thursday morning, your bag will not be touched until 11:15 a.m., which is when you will be finished with your AZ Merit test. That's one of our first things we're going to do. Once you have that all situated, then come 8 o'clock in the morning is when we're all going to be sitting in our desks and ready to go to take our tests. So let's go through which tests you're going to be taking on which days. If you can follow the camera over here, please. On Monday, starting on Monday morning, the whole school, grades 6 through 8, are going to be taking their writing test. And the test is going to be from 8 a.m. until 11:15 you have. Dr. P, will I get snacks during that time? I'm going to be hungry. Absolutely. Your teacher will have snacks, and you will coordinate that in your 5th hour. But Dr. P, I'm so thirsty, will I be able to get a drink? Yes, we have bottled water for you. Your 5th hour teacher will help you coordinate you getting a drink out of the water bottles we're providing for you during that time. So Monday, as you can see, we're going to be doing writing. Tuesday, our grades 6th and 7th are going to be doing math and reading. And Tuesday, as Mrs. Hummon shared on the news today, we're going to be doing our 8th grade awards ceremony. We're going to have a little more information about that. Our 8th graders won't be testing on Tuesday. Only our 6th and 7th graders will be doing math and reading. On Wednesday, again, we have a math and reading day, but this math and reading day is again for 6th grade and now 8th grade. So you'll see our 6th graders will take part 1 on Tuesday and then part 2 on Wednesday, and then they're finished. And our 8th graders will start their math and reading on Wednesday. So that means that from 8 a.m. until 11:15 in your period 5 class, that means our 7th graders are going to be coming to the cafeteria to do their awards assembly during that time because they won't have testing. Thursday, we have our final math and reading day. That's our last AZ Merit day. And our 7th graders and our 8th graders will be testing, and our 6th graders won't be testing. They'll be having their awards ceremony. Teachers, you have the schedule that we sent out, so at the end of this video, if you could take any questions based on the information we talked about in our AZ Merit training, to kind of talk a little bit more about that, I would appreciate it. Then if you'll notice on Friday, we are going to be doing makeup, so that's for students who are absent. That's for students who, any student who's absent, we're going to be pulling on Friday. Let's talk a little bit more about makeup, so I'm going to sit down. Eagles, our go time next week is 8 a.m., so we can't stress enough being here and on time for AZ Merit Week. It's very important. So you'll come to school, business as usual, totally normal, 7:45, do your breakfast, check your cell phones in your classroom, get ready to go. If you come in late through the front office, we are going to be supporting those students by going to the library. And our teachers and all of our test administrators already know how we are going to be working with that. I can't stress enough how important it is for you to get here on time. Expectations for while you're testing, you are going to be at your desk with your test from 8 a.m. until 11:15. And at some point during that time, your teacher is going to schedule a break for you because we all need to get up and stretch, have a snack, get a drink of water, etc. If you need to use the restroom, we are going to be doing one at a time to go use the restroom. And you'll be escorted by a proctor. Proctors are staff members that your teacher is going to call to help you out, get to the restroom, and back to the classroom. There will be a break. The expectation, though, is that while you're testing, that you will be with your test the whole entire time. So, what that means is there's going to be no, hey, Mrs. Eberly, can I go in my backpack and get my book? I'm finished with my test. No. There's not going to be, hey, Mrs. Hostel, can I go into my backpack because I need to finish a certain piece of homework? No. The expectation campus-wide during testing week is that all of our Eagles are sitting at their desk with their test, and you will spend the entire testing period with the test because we know that we, A, want to make sure that you have enough time, B, that you're checking your work, C, that you're double-checking your work and making sure everything is answered to the best of your ability. That time in the morning for you Eagles is go time. It's your time to show us what you know, to give us your best, to do your best, to, as I say, flex your academic muscles and give us your greatest during that testing time. Okie doke. That kind of in a nutshell sums up what the week is going to look like. Again, we're Monday through Thursday, 8 to 11:15. Go to your 5th hour teacher first thing in the morning. Final piece. So, Dr. P, what's going to happen then after 11:15? We have a schedule that we're going to go on. Our 6th graders, and your 5th hour teacher can talk to you a little bit more about this after the video is done, but our 6th graders will go to the cafeteria for lunch, and our 7th and 8th graders will then go to a scheduled class. In a nutshell, it's going to look like this. On Monday and Wednesday in the afternoon time, you are going to have periods 1, 2, and 3. And on Tuesday and Thursday in the afternoon, you're going to have periods 4, period 6, and